Well, it's been a week of absolute chaos over vaccine passports, with some ministers saying we will not be having vaccine passports. Other ministers saying, of course, we're going to have vaccine passports. And the government, frankly, on this has been all over the place. Well, today, Boris Johnson took a press conference, a big press conference, a long press conference, and worth bearing in mind, I think, that his mother died last night, but he kept going, he carried on. And it was interesting. Plan A, we know about. Plan A is booster jabs for the over 50s and the vulnerable, letters going out next week. Plan A is vaccinations for 12 to 15-year-olds, where in extremis, 12-year-olds could overrule the wishes of their parents. Plan A is continued use of face masks in very, very enclosed spaces. But today wasn't about that, because all of that had been flagged. We knew all of those things, they'd been debated. Today was about Johnson outlining what is Plan B if things go wrong this autumn, this winter. And see if you agree with me that compared to some of the days when the Prime Minister is a bit shambolic in his delivery, I think what he said, whether you agree with the content or not, I think what he said, he was actually very together.
Heard the exact state of things at the moment, and we're confident we can proceed with Plan A. But I think what I would stress about Plan B is that it contains a number of different shots in the locker, and you wouldn't necessarily play them all at once. Far from it. You'd want to do things in a graduated way. And I just emphasise what I think Patrick has said many times, that we're now in a situation when, because so many of the population have some degree of immunity, smaller changes in the guidance, smaller changes in the way we're asking people to behave, can have a bigger impact, and a smaller tilt on the tiller, if you want, can affect a bigger change in the direction of the pandemic.
Now, personally, I can't bear the thought of any further restrictions. This has now been going on for 18 months. And if we start to get more restrictions, who's to say it won't go on for 2, 3, 4, 5 years? I think we've simply got to learn to live with this virus. But I do understand that as a government, they have to prepare for all eventualities. For me, I simply won't be locked down again under any circumstances. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But I hope you agree with me that he was actually very together and really quite logical in the arguments he was making, whether you like them or not.